Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bane Mask Guy here. I am currently in a banchan waiting on some food, so I thought I'd post some content. Recently here in the state of Florida, in a small town called Rayford, Florida, at Florida State Prison, over this past weekend there was a protest that spontaneously appeared and showed up and caused a very loud disturbance. Now, as far as what they were protesting about ending prison slavery, abolishing the prisons, quote unquote, and now we burn it down. This is a local incident that happened that is part of a much greater movement about abolishing prisons, defunding the police. But in this video, I'm going to talk more particularly about abolishing the prison system and what they are referring to as far as quote-unquote ending prison slavery. Regarding the incident, 3 individuals were arrested for criminal mischief, for resisting arrest without violence, among a couple other charges. There was a total of 3. They were identified allegedly as those that were inciting the criminal behavior, and they were the ones that were determined to have vandalized or inciting vandalism of the arches at Florida State Prison. For anybody that's been down that way and knows anything about Florida State Prison, there's arches in front of the prison as you enter in. Florida State Prison is where those who are executed in the state of Florida go to receive their execution. Their lethal injection, as far as I know, is the only means of execution in the state of Florida. So they spray painted on the archways and they hung a sign up saying, "And now we burn it down." To me, that is terroristic threats. Now, I understand the original intent was to protest, but at that point, when you're vandalizing state property, when you are creating such a disturbance that the sheriff's office, highway patrol, all of them are called, you are bordering on criminal activity. Thus, the 3 people that were arrested. Now, as far as the movement in general about abolishing prisons and ending slavery, and I will provide references to what I am discussing in the links below, if you care to read up and understand the background of what I'm talking about. There are politicians out there that actually support this movement. If I'm not mistaken, one of them is namely Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez out of New York, as well as those other politicians on the far left. Prison slavery, as they call it, I don't think it is, my opinion personally, it is not slavery. In fact, the 13th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States states that slavery nor involuntary servitude, unless punishment for a crime, will be a part of this country. I don't have the exact words. I'm actually going to post the actual quote of the 13th Amendment of the United States below. So the 13th Amendment allows for those who are convicted of crimes and sent to prison to be allowed to work and not get paid for it. Because right there in the Constitution of the United States, which that amendment was signed after the Civil War, allows that if you are punished for a crime, you should work for your punishment. that is an alternative, which is why for some small crimes they sentence individuals to hours of community service instead of jail time or paying fines. Community service. It's in the United States Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. So this idea of inmates working for free in the prison system is not a far-fetched idea at all. And in fact, they should do something in the prison system, not only to pass their time, but at the same time, prison is designed as a punishment. You are not able to partake in a free society. And in all actuality, other developed nations, and even some of the most progressive nations in the world, such as Norway, Denmark, Finland, they have prisons. Not to mention, as to, what I'm saying, real criminals, those who sexually assault, those who murder, those who carjack, burn buildings down as they're calling for. Where are these true hardened criminals going to go if you abolish prisons? Where are they going to go? I'm talking about real criminals. I'm not talking about, somebody who got caught with a bag of weed. I'm talking about real hardened criminals that may possibly be past the point of rehabilitation. Where are they going to go? If they get arrested for a crime they committed, such as murder, such as armed robbery, such as sexual assault, where are these individuals going to go? Are we just going to implement alternative punishments? I mean, are we thinking maybe we can replace them going to prison with military service? Okay, you're gonna gangbang and you're gonna commit crimes with the gang. Why don't you go spend 8 years in the military and we'll see who's really a true gangbanger. And I'm going to give credit and props here to the United States military because they are some of the toughest people on the face of this planet. If there's any military men and women out there watching this video, thank you for your service. God bless you. I think that could be a viable alternative if those on the far left want to abolish the prison system, that we start having military service as an alternative to prison. Might be a good idea. But for those heinous, real heinous crimes, and for those that may be watching this video who live in the state of Florida, example being here in Jacksonville area, the Donald Smith case. The man who, I wouldn't know if I want to call him a man, but this individual abducted a child from a Walmart in Jacksonville, raped her, and killed her. She was only 8. This man is now on death row in a Florida prison, awaiting execution. And right now he's calling for a new trial to try to say that his trial was unfair because it was in Jacksonville. Again, part of the criminal law is you are tried in the same county you commit the crime in. Yeah, I highly doubt he's going to win that. But my point is he someone you want serving in the military? Especially with him, at the time, he was in his late 50s, I believe, when he committed the crime. Now he's in his 60s. He is currently awaiting his death sentence. To conclude this part of the abolishing prison video, abolishing prisons would be a horrible idea. I'm just going to be straight up blunt with it. It would be a horrible idea. Because there are those that need to be in prison. And again, the most progressive societies, those that have universal health care, they may have a universal basic income, everything those that are claiming to be progressives want in America. They have prisons, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be clear. As far as I know, I don't know a developed nation on this planet, on this earth, that doesn't have a prison, unless it's a third world country. But developed nations, if I'm not mistaken, every developed nation on this earth has a prison. Now, if you want to suggest alternatives to prison for those that commit crimes in the event prison is abolished, please comment below. I am open to your ideas. I'm open to hearing them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap up this video. If you like the content, if you agree with anything that I'm saying, if you think it's informative, you want to just get this information out there, hit that like button, subscribe, share this video. Let's get it out there, ladies and gentlemen. And this is Bane Mask Guy signing off.